fretboard logic becomes transparent. So on the guitar, other stringed instruments, spatial relationships are consistent, meaning it's like a spreadsheet. It's all symmetrical. A numbering system lets you see the replicate these relationships with math. So clearly, I think like a lot of people have issues with making music mathematical. They don't really like that. Possibly that might be some of the thing, but it clearly has mathematical implications. There's symmetry to it. And like the Greeks used to say, the ancient Greeks, basically music was one of the fundamental things you had to basically learn. It was a basic thing that you kind of had to learn. And I think that's because they thought of it as logic. It's logic based. You should be learning music as you do. The kids should be learning it with their math because it's logic based, and we've kind of wanted to make it aesthetic, completely aesthetic, without any of the logic underpinning to it. And I don't think that's probably not useful. It should be a fun tool to learn, relationships. So great for software and data. So obviously these days we've got software that we would want to put things into. Possibly it would be easier to do with, of course, a numbering system. Now, this is another one where people are going to say, well, look, you're making something that's supposed to be aesthetically pleasing, and now you are trying to put it into a computer code and whatnot, that's not what it's about, man. But I'm just saying, if something can be coded more simply in Excel or in some kind of database program, that's an indication that you're not thinking about it as cleanly, right? You're thinking about it too complexly. What we want to do is free up our mind from thinking about things in a more complex way. It's more complex to try to see the difference between a G and a C by counting whole steps and half steps and whatnot with sharps and flats than by doing simple math. I want to do it the easiest way possible, so then I can think about the aesthetic part. I have to free up my mind to concentrate on the aesthetics by making everything else as automatic as possible. You make it as automatic as possible by making it as simple as possible. That seems the way to go to me. So sorting, transposing, analyzing chords takes one line of code or formula. So again, even if you're not into that, we will look a little bit on Excel. I'll show you exactly what I mean, but hopefully, even if you're not into that kind of thing, you can see that the logic that I have to go through in Excel will be far simplified, and that's the same logic that your mind is having to go through in order to figure this stuff out. So you want to make it easy.